Welcome to Deuteronomy chapter 20. As the Israelites prepare to cross the border, Moses delivers a brilliant operational manual for warfare. This chapter is a profound study on managing team psychology, navigating hostile takeovers, and fiercely protecting your long-term assets during a grueling crisis. When facing an enemy with vastly superior technology and scale, like horses and chariots, the priest must step forward and remind the troops that God fights for them. Don't panic when a market competitor flashes vastly superior scale or funding. If your execution is perfectly aligned with a powerful, overarching system, that foundational system will step in and become the great equalizer against any giant. Before the battle begins, the officers dismiss anyone who has just built a new house, planted a vineyard, or gotten engaged. You must never put people on the absolute front line who have massive, unresolved personal investments pending back home. Their minds are inherently divided, making them a highly distracted and dangerous liability in a high-stakes, hyper-focused execution phase. The officers also strictly command anyone who is simply afraid or worried to go home immediately, so they don't frighten anyone else. Fear is a highly contagious operational virus. A leader must actively identify and completely remove panicked, anxious individuals from the core team before their toxic anxiety spreads and permanently paralyzes the entire unit. When approaching a distant foreign town, Israel must always offer terms of peace first. If accepted, the town is integrated as a labor asset. When expanding into external distant markets, you should always offer a mutually beneficial merger or partnership first. Amicable integration is almost always cheaper, faster, and far more profitable than an aggressive, hostile takeover. But if the distant town refuses the peace treaty and prepares to fight, Israel must attack, neutralize the men, and absorb all the valuable plunder. If an external competitor aggressively rejects a fair partnership and chooses hostility, you must execute the takeover decisively. You neutralize their opposing leadership while legally absorbing their valuable operational assets and market share. However, for the towns inside the Promised Land itself, the rules completely change. They must destroy every living thing to prevent a devastating cultural infection. When replacing your own internal foundational operating system, there is zero room for integration. The old toxic culture must be completely eradicated without mercy, or it will eventually corrupt the new foundation. Moses gives a strict environmental rule. During a long, dragged-out siege, the army must never cut down the local fruit trees. He asks, "Are the trees your enemy?" Do not destroy your long-term revenue streams just to win a short-term battle. Panicking and cannibalizing the very assets that will literally feed your organization tomorrow is a fatal strategic error. The army is only allowed to cut down non-producing barren trees to build their heavy siege equipment. Exceptional resource allocation requires strict categorization. You must only consume non-producing, secondary assets to fund your aggressive expansions. A healthy leadership team fiercely protects the core, fruit-bearing infrastructure that sustains the daily life of the organization. Deuteronomy 20 proves that how you manage your resources during a fight is just as important as the fight itself. This leaves us with two important questions to chew on today. First, are you allowing the contagious fear from one panicked team member to infect your entire department? And second, are you accidentally cutting down your long-term fruit trees just to survive a short-term crisis? Take a moment, breathe, and let them sink in.